If you would like to hear Night Dreams Talk Radio on your local radio station, let them know. Tell them to check out www.nightdreamstalkradio.com, and thank you.
You can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. Please check out the Night Dreams Talk Radio website at www.nightdreamstalkradio.com. Also, if you want to keep our show free of advertising, just hit the donate button. Give $1 or $2. Remember, all prior shows are always free to listen to. We at Night Dreams Talk Radio thank you for your support. You are listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio Network, from our compound to you worldwide, with your host, Gary Anderson.
And that is me. James, are you still with me?
Who? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm still here. What's up, Gary?
Well, George, how you doing?
Hey, Freddie, what's going on?
Hey, Sam, now knock that off.
Oh, that did it. That's it. You get a timeout.
Oh, that's bad. I don't want to have a timeout.
All right, I'll give you another chance. So, what did we learn with all this time stuff? A lot of fascinating things going on here, isn't there?
Well, you know what? I do think maybe we can go into a parallel universe, parallel world. Could you imagine there's another world with another one of me and another one of you? And on this other world, James, you're not a talk show co-host. You're the main host on the other parallel world.
I got to tell you, with all those, I have really looked into this stuff for, 30-plus years. And my theory, I think there's endless amount of parallel universes, and I think every time that somebody does time travel, you don't time travel in your own. You create or you go into another parallel universe. But I do think the side effects of that is this daggone Mandela effect. I just do. I don't know. I don't know why I think that, but I really do think it. But yeah, I think in one universe I went on to be a special forces in the military and did some things, and another one, I was, who knows, some silly guy selling selling tickets to see a 6-foot man eating chicken. Who knows?
Yeah, could you? Yeah. I tell you what, though, that was the funniest thing that you said in a long time about that. Man eating chicken. I tell you, a 6-foot man eating chicken, kind of like that 6-foot bird tonight at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, and the sad part, that's a true story, what I told you about that. That was crazy. That was back in the 70s. But they used to get away with crazy stuff like that, It was, there was other crazy stuff, but that was the one that really stuck out to me because I was so let down. I went in there, I was looking, I want to see this giant chicken eating a man-eating chicken, but boy, was
well,
cool.
Yeah, I would think they would have a couple different men that's 6 foot tall, because how much chicken could you eat every time, people come in there for hours and hours? You're still eating chicken. You'd get to the point where you wouldn't want to even see chicken.
That's true. I never really thought about it, but that's a good point. But I'll never forget that. I wasn't very old. I was maybe 11 or 12. And I remember my uncle and aunt took me in there, and I was like, what is this? Where's the chicken? My uncle goes, well, it's right there. He's eating it. He thought it was a big laugh, but I was like disappointed.
How about man-eating pig? Come in and take a look. Only $1.
Yeah, right. At least this only costs, 50 cents, but inflation probably be $5 today.
Yeah, or a man-eating lizard. Or you could make a lot of money. God, gee. You know what? We're going to have a whole bunch of people thinking how they can make money off of what you said tonight.
I just put a lot of money-making schemes in people's minds, didn't I? Yeah, by proxy.
Yeah, you didn't even mean. But it's true. I just would hate to go. I'd be driving to the grocery store, and all of a sudden I get to the store, and the store has a new name on it, and I don't realize why. I go in there and buy my caramel fudge ice cream and my bottle of Coca-Cola, which I don't supposed to be drinking, by the way, and I come home. And instead of my wife being a blonde, she's a redhead.
or a totally different person. Maybe you're still married to your first wife. Think about that one.
Oh no, that would be torture, you know. But could you imagine you come home and your wife now is a redhead, and you think, well, in a half an hour she managed to dye her hair red and dry it and put it up. That is interesting. And then she comes back and she goes, "What happened to you, Gary?" And you go, "What do you mean? What happened to that big scar you had on your face?" Duh. How long would it take before you realized, you know, that you maybe slipped into another parallel world? You know, I remember an old Twilight Zone, and I can't remember the actor's name, but he played on Big Valley. I remember that as the older brother who was the attorney, but I can't think of his name.
Oh, that's Long, Richard Long.
Maybe. And what he did is he went back in time. And he didn't realize it. He went back to when he was a kid. And he's at this carnival. And then he wants to see his dad. And he goes up and knocks on the door. And he goes, I'm your son. And the guy's looking at him like he's crazy. But, you know, could a son and the son both exist in the same time frame? That's the whole thing.
I think they could, under my theory of different parallel universes. I think they could, and I don't think you'd cancel each other out, because I think it's impossible if you travel back in time. I think it's impossible to go back in your same universe. You would have to almost, by doing that, I think by process, you would be in another parallel universe. And I know that's one of the main theories out there. I kind of am on board with that.
Well, if anybody, you know, because like I said, starting next week, we're going to have a second guest on. But if anybody feels like they want to talk to me and James, you know, get your paintbrush out, get your color crayon or marker out. You can call us at 1-253-203-6695. That's 1-253-203-6695. And we'll put you on the air. And if you don't call, I understand, because some reason I get, you know, we got the chat going. I gotten probably about 100 emails during the show. I got about 30, 40 text messages on my phone while we're doing the show, but people don't call. So again, 1-253-203-6695 if you want to call and get into a discussion about parallel universe or waking up and finding out your wife is no longer 5'2", she's 5'11", and she has a butch haircut.
And gained 40 pounds.
Yeah.
I got to tell you something. Gary, the reason why I'm such a stickler on this Mandela effect, and I'm going to tell you a true story that has happened to me.
Okay, wait a minute. Swear on a Bible it's true.
Yeah, I swear on a Bible it's true.
Do you have a Bible there, or are you lying now?
Oh, yeah. No, I got a Bible right here.
Okay.
And honestly, I am telling you the truth. When I was younger, I was big into Monopoly. And I had all kind of games, and I was really good at it. Now, when I got into a teenager, there was 4 of us. We always played. We had tournaments every week. And as I even got older, I collected Monopoly games, older ones and different ones, and sold them, bought them, and had them. But I also entered this Monopoly tournament. It was the early 80s, and I won the championship. Now, to bust balls, when I won that championship, I put an eyepiece in to bust balls. That's why I'm telling you, I can remember plain as day seeing eyepieces in this guy, and it's never existed, and that just blows my mind because I literally had an eyepiece ready, so when I won, I was going to bust balls with that, and I was, you know, busting all their balls with it. And here it don't even exist. That really just... You don't know how disturbing that is to me for the last few years when I found this out. It just blows my mind.
Well, you know, I can't tell you which thing, but I've seen, you know, commercials. I swear, certain people were in those commercials, but when you go Google it, they never were. Or I heard certain words, you know, that in a movie that was never spoken, but you're positive when you watched the movie, you heard it. Or like Ed McMahon, you know, on that giveaway that he supposedly was never in, which I have Googled, and one person said, yeah, he was. He was one of the first ones for the clearinghouse. But then I have not found anything else to back it up. But I know when I was young or younger, I swear to God, Ed McMahon would, be one of the people who would walk up to somebody's door with a big check and say, "You just won $1 million."
I am telling you, he did. I've seen in commercials throughout my life in the 80s, early 80s. He was there doing it. He was there, and I could see him in a gray suit. He literally was doing it. Had his glasses on, doing his spiel like he does, and holding a check and knocking on doors with a couple other people and with balloons and stuff. But apparently it never happened. But I'm telling you, it did.
But that's the thing. Maybe, again, maybe a glitch in the master computer chip, where some people remember, and then the majority of the people, it's never happened to them because they don't really exist.
Yeah, that's a good theory too. But I think my theory is it's us, our government, been planning, time travel, and I think it's a side effect because I think it changes things or it overlaps a couple universes and they kind of blend, or it's some kind of side effect. I really believe that's what the Mandela effect is. And there was an episode on X-Files a couple of years ago, and it really took it to another level where they called it the Mandela effect, but this other guy called it the Mengele effect after Joseph Mengele. It was kind of crazy where it really got blurred. In his universe, it wasn't called the Mandela effect. It was like, who's he? But yeah, that stuff, it really makes you think.
Now, do you think the Germans back in World War II, the Nazis Germans, besides supposedly having UFO technology, did they have time travel technology? If they did, then why didn't they win the war?
I actually think they did have it, and I'll tell you the reason. I think they developed it right at the end of the war, and I think the Glocke was actually the time machine. And if you really look at that, what that was, how they described it, and compare that to what crashed in Craigsville there in Pennsylvania, it's almost similar. And the head scientist that invented that was ahead of that Glocke, he just vanished, and so did the Glocke. So if that was a time machine, maybe he got into the war and said, "See ya." Well, I do know this. When that crashed in Craigsburg, the military was there right away and wouldn't let nobody down in there.
Well, I'm just wondering, maybe they did a thing where they went back or moved a little bit forward in time, and because there were sightings supposedly of Hitler living in Argentina. And
I believe. Mm-hmm.
And I'm just wondering, if he was taken aboard one of these time machines